Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. Today our topic is about the word Arab. Uh, Sometime when I do my videos or my teaching, some people don't agree with me, and some people they even get mad, and some people they are very stubborn. You face all kind of cases. Some people they argue just because they like to argue, some of it because they are stubborn, some because they are ignorant, and some because they are trying to learn. So it doesn't matter really which one of those is you. No problem. We have the patient, and the Lord, He will give us the patient we need. But however, I'm not going to explain this more and more and more. If you're not convinced, that's what I can do. Seek the truth, my friend. Do your own search. So how we can prove that the word Arab mean or Arabia mean desert, and the word Arab is the word coming from Arabia, which means people who live in the desert. This person who argued with me in Facebook, he said I could not find it in the Aramaic dictionary, and how I can find the roots of this word? It looked like maybe you made it up, and I don't know really what to do with those people, because simply I don't have the Aramaic tools to prove sometime what you say immediately. We are not talking about English word, and if you have an Aramaic dictionary, doesn't mean you have the Aramaic dictionary, because Aramaic is in the ancient Aramaic, and there's a new modern Aramaic which people like the Assyrian they speak. The ancient Aramaic is very few people, there's a few in some locations in Syria mostly, they speak the ancient Aramaic, and that is the one we are talking about. So I was thinking how I'm going to prove to this person, who is very stubborn obviously, and convince this person. It's not really the person who is important, it is the idea of proving what you say to be true. If we search in any Bible dictionary, we will find that all Bible dictionary agree that the word Arab is coming from Aramaic, as you see in the front of your eyes. But still this person is not convinced. He says, I could not find it. I searched, I could not find what you are saying. Is that the word is a Hebrew? It's a Hebrew and it's Aramaic, because it doesn't matter if if it's used in the Hebrew, doesn't mean it's really Hebrew. Remember, the Hebrew language itself is coming and born of the Aramaic. Why you will be surprised to say that the Hebrew is born of the Aramaic? Isn't it Abraham is an Aramaic? So if the father of the Hebrew is Aramaic himself, it's very normal to believe and to accept that Hebrew itself is, let us say, a new form of the Aramaic, or modern language of the Aramaic. So how we can prove this point? I said to myself, you know what? If I show a verse from the Bible, it still would not be enough. If we go to as an example to the book of Isaiah, and we read some verses there, still this person might not be convinced, or we can go to different there's many books we can go and read, and many verses in the Bible, but still he will not be convinced. So I said to myself, let me go and see the website which is for the Syriac study. Now this Syriac study, I don't know why it's coming this way. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. This is better. This is Syriac study, which is, the website is Syriac studies with S at the end .com. I will post the link for this article underneath. And this is a website designed and controlled, and this is a foundation, by the way, a foundation. I don't know if let me make it more clear. Here we go. This is a foundation for the Syriac studies, fully controlled by the Syriac church, as it shows here in the front of me. You can go to welcome, you can go and see contact us, Syriac books in English. But if you can't find me the same article in English, please let me know and give it to me, so we can post the article in English, so we can read it. Because it's possible that they have the articles in English, the same article, the one I'm going to show you, but It's not going to be easy to find it. Anyway, we go back. This is the article written by Bishop Paulus Bahnam. Bishop Paulus Bahnam. This is a Syriac bishop who there is no way he do not know what he's talking about. And you know, just to let you know that those who they are bishops in the Syriac church, they are like very, very, very extremely educated people. Like you might find a priest in the Syriac church, he is like, you know, not a big deal. But to be a bishop, you have to be a person who really cover himself with books, spending his life studying. So this is a very long way to go with knowledge in order to reach that point where you can be a bishop. And this is how it is usually. So Bishop Paulus Bahnam, he is an Aramaic, and obviously he is a teacher or a professor in this foundation. Now actually I'm going to post the article underneath of the video. It is yes in Arabic, but maybe you can go use Google translation to read it. This is the first time ever in my life I open this website and I read this article, and I found it really very rich. However, for me, all what I need is to prove my point that the word Arab is a word mean those who live in the desert, and the word Arabia is those who is the desert. So this this bishop in this article, he explained to us where the word Arab is coming from and where is the word Aramaic is coming from, and supposedly both is coming from the Semitic, both together. And he continues saying, he said, so like he continued, like, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. And the word or the name Arab came, and the word Aram came from what? He says the word Aramean some of them of those Aramaic people who went to lowland, like you know, it's not a mountains, it's not like it's a lowland. They were called Al-Arab وسمي النازحون إلى الهضاب بالأرامين. So those who they went to the lowland, they called them the Arab, and those who went to the highland, they called them Aramaic. The highland simply like hills or mountains. So he said, and so, but what is the meaning of the two words which mean Aramaic and Arab? He said the word Arab is an old word born of the Semitic language, which mean سكان الصحراء أو البيداء, the inhabitant of the desert or the edge of the desert. Al-Bayda simply is a desert, but it's not like the same as the picture we saw. The picture we saw is a pure sand, no trees, and this is desert. All right. Now, if the land, there's no water really in it, but there's rocks and etc. Not pure like soft sand. This is the called Bayda. All right. And usually the Bedou, they live in the Bayda more than the desert, because the desert almost dead, there's nothing there. So they went to the Bayda, which is the edge of the desert, whereas they can find maybe some water here and there. This is why they don't have fixed houses. They keep moving from place to place, because if they fix their house, they move after the water, to make it simple. So they drove their animals around until they find somewhere, have some water from the rain, and they stay there until the water is over, and then they take their stuff in the top of their camels and they move to different place looking for water. So those who live in the hills, according to the bishop, they are called Aramaic, and those who they are living in the lowland, they are called Arab. And now he's explaining what the Arab mean. The Arab is those who live in the desert and in the edge of the desert. Now let me copy what he said exactly in Arabic to Google translation, and you can do the same after I post the article for you under the video. Alright, actually I copied this already in Google Translation, but I will do it in front of you again. You know, for sure Google Translation is not too much accurate, but you know, it does the job. So he say, the language is coming from the mother tongue. We find there's no democracy here, by the way. This is a funny word. So we find the word Arab or Ariba, alright, or Araba, in the Aramic, Arab, Arobo, in Hebrew, etc. Arabat, Arabs, and depend on the situation where they live. Now I think I did not copy the whole thing. Let me see, did I copy the whole thing? Oh, hold on. You see, this is why the translation here is not coming between the two brackets, because between two brackets look like it's not coming. So let me copy this part and paste there, because it's not coming in the translation. Alright, yeah, I don't see it there. Okay, so I will copy and paste. The residents of the desert and al-Badia. Badia is you know, the edge of the desert. So he is saying the word Arab is coming from those, or given to those who live in the desert and the Badia, which is the Bedouin. And this is why he said at the end, this is why they are called Bedu. So maybe if we take the brackets, we'll get better translation. Let us try this. I will copy the whole thing, and I will take the brackets off, because it looks like the brackets is causing problem with the translation for some reason. Alright, where is the word? Okay, oh, here it's coming. Actually it's coming. Here we go. Yeah, so the word Arab, in case those who they are displaced tribes into the desert and al-Badia, and they are also named Bedouin. And then he continue explaining to us and he says, and the word Aram is a Semitic word too, which is contained two words, which is Ario, Ramtho. And what does that mean? It is those who live in a high hills, high mountains or high hills, you know, like, so the Arab is people who live in the low ground in the desert, and the Aramic is those who live in the high land. And for sure the Aramic people, they are called this way because the name originally is coming from the name of Aram, for they are children of Aram, which mean obviously Aram is a person who live in a high land, and based on the land he live in was given that name. So look like those names are not really names as much as description of you or where you live. So the Arab are called people of the desert, for they live in the desert, and this is why they are called Arab. For Arab is a word mean desert, as we see here. Alright, and the Aramic are called people of high hills because they live in high hills, and it's coming from the word Ario, Ramtho. And then he continues in his article. He says, and if we we came to the conclusion that the word Arab came from the word desert, well, Araba, which means the Arabian, is coming from it, and the word Aram is coming from the highland. Then the person who is doing the research will find that the new location of the two tribes, or let us say two nations, is the reason for them to be called by that name. I'm going to take this part here and I will post it. So both names is coming actually from the location of the land, or description of the location of the land, or let us say how the land is, not location as location as much it is description for the land. Both of them, they earn their names from the description of that land. So we will pause this part here in Google. Okay, where is the translation? Alright, if we decide that the word Arab came from the desert and Arabia, and the word Aram originated from the high ground, can this is telling us that those names are inspired from the location they moved to, or where they live, as you see in front of you. So I don't know really how more I can prove what I'm saying. Like, if you don't want to believe what I'm saying is the truth, this is your business. I don't know what to do. I mean, what else I can do? This is a bishop who spent his life studying Aramaic, and he is teaching Aramaic, and this is official Aramaic website, and here we go, he is saying that those names are originated from the location or the description of the land they are living in. So those who they are living in high ground, they are called Aramaic, and those who live in the desert, they are called Arab, because the word Arabia means desert. So if this is not enough for you, I don't know what to do. Please don't believe me. I don't know, like, I do my best. I have to make one more video to refute Abdul, and I will give him a very nice shower as usual. But look like we have to give shower even for those who claim to be Christians, because they are rude, they insult me. If they don't agree with you, they call you, some of them they call you names, and I say may the Lord forgive you for the insult you did to me. For me, I'm just here to teach. I got nothing from, like, what I will get from the word Arab, if it is true or not, it means desert. I mean, what I will accomplish, and why I want to come with something is not true. It's very, very naive and very I don't know, I don't want to insult, but it's very annoying. Anyway, I'm going to post the article underneath of this video, and I advise you, actually, if you can translate, or if you can get somebody to translate the whole article for you from Arabic to English. This is a very rich article, actually, and this person, there's no question, he is very rich in knowledge. And by the way, he give even more reference about the names are coming from the desert, and the word which mean, at the end of the day, the word Arab is nothing to do with ethnic. It is whoever live in the desert. If you are a person who live in the desert, they call you Arab. For the desert itself is a word Arabia, as simple as that. So I hope I made it clear, and I hope I do not need to repeat myself. And for those who they are stubborn to believe, well, this is your business. To believe or not to believe, this is the question. Christ is Lord, and we are here to expose the false and to share the truth. God bless. Thank you.